Hello, everyone, and welcome to your weekly world session. I'm Terryann, and today we had a long discussion with the group thinking about God and Nietzsche's quote of God is dead and God remains dead, and we have killed him. And what will become of us? Must we ourselves not become God simply to appear worthy of it, worthy of the death of God? And that individual deification of oneself, which relates strongly to our own narcissistic tendencies. Now, you can have some narcissism where you're self-reflecting, and then there is the diagnosable narcissism that creates this space where you're manipulating and um, well, you can look up narcissism and see the balance of that. I'm not going to describe it here, but I wanted to bring it in as part and parcel of our um, lack of, let's say, reverence for something greater than ourselves. And it's really important when we're doing this kind of work that these healing sessions, it's clear that well, at least clear to me and clear to many people that there is no healer. There's only an observer, and that observer is witnessing whatever's going on. And that witnessing and speaking this out loud, I could do it silently, but speaking it out loud allows you to witness something within yourself, especially in the confines. We do need the structure where, yes, I'm in a moment where I'm listening to a session and I'm receiving that session. That parameter also supports the healing process. When you're listening to something, you could listen to a podcast, you can listen to all kinds of things, and sometimes you hear something and you think, oh, I've just shifted the way I see things. In this case, we have intentionality going on, where the intention is that we do have a healing session going on. So, take that as you will. We're looking at basically, many people will say, I don't believe in God, or I have a struggle with believing in God, or I believe there's something out there, whatever it is that's going on. I often think that the way we experience our lives, instead of being completely nihilistic, which without faith or hope, those kinds of things in within us that allows us to think, okay, I have hope for the future. I can make something happen. Yes, there are components to it. If I'm responsible for my life, if I am taking those steps to make my life better by being responsible, you can say, hey, but I did it. Yes, probably you did. Sure, that's great, but you are not the creator of everything. There is all of manifestation here, and within that manifestation, we're able to manipulate what is around us. I'm talking about healthy manipulation to create what we want, and then we live with other people. And in living with other people, we we respect and let's say have confidence that my next door neighbor is not going to drill a hole and come into my house and say, well, now that I'm here, I'm staying, kind of thing. We have this idea that we have these parameters. um you could say we make that happen, you could say laws make that happen, and yet it still occurs. Yes, there are thieves. Yes, there are people who could break into your house. Yes, you can be robbed. Of course, all those things occur. But I often think that exception, of course, makes the rule. And I think, how does it function that we are here and we're working as like an ant farm, right? We work in unison. We're working for something. We're working to some end. So to me, there's a divine hand. There is the hand of God that comes and not necessarily plays with us. though that is possible. There's a lot of speculation that there's somebody coming in and playing around and fooling around. And yes, it could cause you to lose a leg, like little kids playing with ants. You can pull a leg off an ant by, moving some sticks around, which could happen to us as well, right? That's possible. But the organization of the universe and how I live in my day, and I live with the respect. I don't walk around as a sociopath and just take and do whatever I want. I live life with honoring that someone else has space. So that to me is my action, um, that tells me there is divinity. So we're going to look at, I mean, I'm not going to make those decisions for anyone. I'm just trying to catalyze some areas that would help you understand better your experience as a physical being, and then the hope, prayer, gratitude, love that is really that divinity that allows us to have an entire beautiful experience here. So let's get physical on this and allow our three brains. So we have a lot of disconnect in the body mind for whatever reason, whether you've had traumas in your life, you've had difficulties, you've had experiences that are really bad, whether it's by people, whether it's conditions, whether it's financial, whether it's, bad parenting, bad people you've run into. We've all had some bad experiences that, even if your nutrition was bad, sure, that occurs, but we want to get the three brains to operate better so we can make our lives better. That's really, one of the most beautiful things when we think of the sacrifices that we make to the altars of whatever we worship, right? Some people can worship, I want to have money, I want to have, a big swimming pool, I want to have diamonds, I want to have whatever it is someone worships. They want to have a really good relationship, they want to have whatever they want. We must make sacrifices to get that. Of course we do. You can sit around and say, I can have everything I get. And that's not true. We can't have everything. There are people who have a lot more than other people. There are some people with wonderful health, excellent brains. Their IQs are over the top. They they can manifest a lot of things. Yeah, sure, that happens. It doesn't seem fair, but this is a diverse planet. You have somebody who's super smart and healthy and blah blah blah. This is much like superheroes are composed of these. There's the movie Unbreakable, where someone's the nemesis, the evil character, his body breaks really easily. He's got tri I forgot what it's called, but it's an osteoporosis that makes his bones like glass, and he's called Mr. Glass, and he breaks. And then Unbreakable, he's looking for someone who's unbreakable, and he finds Bruce Willis, who is basically the unbreakable man, and those extremes on the spectrum. So you can have those two extremes, someone whose body completely breaks and the other one whose body does not break, and then we have everyone else in between. Why not? These are all the little flowers that we are. Now, just because I don't have the best body, I don't have the most brilliant brain out there, doesn't mean I cannot manifest for myself, as each and every one of you can, something that is wonderful and beautiful. We don't have to be the one thing. It's usually desire that causes the problems. What we want to do is give ourselves a little bit of meaning in life and then live with that meaning. And ultimately, when you think of the story, chop wood, carry water, there's a guy who's chopping wood, carrying water, and he dreams of something more, and he keeps moving up. He moves into the village and, gets himself a profession. So now he can, shoe horses, and then he opens up, a stable, and then he goes into the city, and now he's producing massive horseshoes and metals, and now he's got tons of money and palaces and whatnot. And all he dreams of is going back out into the country to chop wood, carry water. It was one of my favorite parables, that we look for something and we want it super big. When I was young, I said, I've got to travel the planet. I don't want to go to the United States and Mexico and, the parts of the world that were, excuse me, near me. I wanted to go far and wide. So I always went to the furthest places. And as I aged, I go to the places closer and closer. So when I was a kid, going to Florida was like, nah, I don't want to go here. This is too easy. I want to go to the difficult places where you're climbing mountains, where it's very hard. And then when I'm older, I'll go to Florida. Now, my dream is just to be in Florida. Very simple, easy, convenient lifestyle as we age. So it's good to have that awareness and understanding, but your brains need to work properly. So that's what I'm bringing to this session, is that awareness of your gut brain that makes the decisions, and your intellect works well. Then the heart brain brings your love, compassion, faith, hope, charity. And then your head brain allows you to send out the programs to be able to do all these things. So let's bring everything that's been said and think about the divine in the universe, right? The entire, what God, whatever is beyond us, because most of us conceive of something beyond. We don't want to be nihilistic. We don't want to be in the place where there is nothing in life. We want to be in that place where there is everything and all that potential. I think, so we can make better lives, even as we age. As we get older, you can't do as much, but there's still a lot you can do in just different ways than when we were young. When I was young, I could stay up till 3 a.m. and then sleep 2 hours and go, no, not so much. All right. So nice deep breath and think of what animates you. What is animating us? I'm just a bunch of electric circuits with air that comes in and this brain works. I don't think so. There's something more. So just feel into that, think about it, and yeah, just breathe. And there you go. Let's see what that does for our sense of, let's say, something greater than us, where we aren't just involved in that narcissistic, selfish aspect, but that gratitude can blossom for us, and that we can manifest whatever it is that gives us meaning. Someone told me the other day that one of the sessions we did together was to understand that this person's practice was always involved in, I need to make money, I need to make money. And I said, that's not what our work is about. Our work is about doing our work and the meaning that that gives the person and ourselves. And the money is just the adjunct. It's not what the aim is of our work. Maybe the stock market, money creates money, but the rest of the things that we do, if you're selling something, it's not just about the money. It's about, well, I need to find advertising. I need to find people and access those people and show them where this product is so that they get the product. It's not about, oh, I need the money. So I'm just pointing out, if you can find that thing that gives you meaning, everything else starts to fall in place. That doesn't mean you just spend wildly. You know how to run your money. You know how to charge for what you do, of course. But it's not about that goal that eliminates what gives you the meaning. Okay. So think about that. And we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. Please like, share, and subscribe so I can bring you more of these sessions and we can make our lives better. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.